The biggest piece about manifesting isn't about the actual thing, the tangible thing. It's about how you I'm Tesla, and this is Magically Mindful. Here I share my journey of growth and what it means to live authentically through life's polarity, the messy and the magical, the highs and the lows, and everything in between. Think of this as an open diary for your soul, here to remind you that you're never alone. I am officially 30 years young. Yay! I just celebrated my 30th birthday and I'm just elated. Last night I celebrated with all of my friends and the weekend of my actual birthday, which was on the 4th. My boyfriend and I went glamping, which is something that neither of us have ever done. And leading up to the trip, I was like, oh, we're going camping. Like, that's a lot of work. Da 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 da. No, glamping is called glamping for a reason. We stayed inside of this dome hidden in this campground in the forest near in between Sycamoose and Salmon Arm in British Columbia. And we had our own private bathroom, and the dome itself was just so beautiful. And it was just so grounding because it was positioned right next to a creek. And so getting to hear the running water every morning, every night was just exactly what my soul needed. And then on August 8th, I celebrated with some of my loved ones, my amazing friends, and it was just so magical. I never used to celebrate my birthday on August 8th, but there's a special reason for that, which is every year on August 8th, it's the Lionsgate portal. So the Lionsgate portal, it actually opens up mid-July, somewhere like I wanna say the 23rd, somewhere in there, and then it's open for a few weeks, but the peak of it and one of the most powerful days for manifesting of the year is on August 8th. And the number 8 is infinite, right? Like it's in a loop. We know the infinity symbol. So it just holds a lot of magic, and it just so happens that the numerology of this year gave us August 8th, 8 8, and then the numerology of oh my gosh, there's a bunch of birds flying over the apartment right now, and my kitty Dolce is beside me, like about to pounce. I literally thought she was about to jump in screen. Anyways, the numerology of this year also gives us an 8. Don't ask me how. I just know that that's the case. And so I'm like, perfect. Even more potent, juicy energy for the collective. And it was really special because I led a little ritual with my friends that I got from Spirit Daughter. And took I have these blank cards and we opened them up and drew a big 8 across the card. And on the left side, so there's like one loop per side. And on the left side, we wrote down anything and everything that we wanted to let go of, to release, cut ties with. And then on the right side, it was all about our intentions and what we're calling in and manifesting, but to write it from present tense as if it was a year from that date, so August 8th, 2027. And then we close them up, and in a year from now, we will all open them up and see what has left and what has come and all of the things. So doing that ritual had me thinking about something that has been true for me for quite some time. And the first time I noticed this was back in December when I had interviewed for a job. And I actually have a podcast episode about this. It's called I Got Fired Before My First Day, which is in fact true. So this job, to get all the lore on what happened there, obviously go check that episode out. But something that was interesting about that experience was that in the interview, it was a very intense interview, and this was for a receptionist position, so it was just like it was a lot, and it was definitely meant to be that I didn't end up working there, so I'm forever grateful for that. But a question that they asked me that is probably the norm for many people, but in my experience, I'd never been asked this question in an interview before, in a job interview, and that was, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And being asked that question at that time of my life was impossible for me to answer truthfully and honestly to them, because I didn't have a true answer for that. Like, at that moment in time, immediately what came to my mind was, "Oh, I wanna live in New Zealand." I am someone, since I was a little girl, always wanted to live anywhere but Canada, specifically anywhere but Edmonton, which is where I was born and I grew up. But I I don't even know how I answered the question. I obviously just said something that was in alignment with what they were looking for, which a lot of us do in interviews. But it's interesting to me because, well, like I mentioned, very hard for me to answer at that time in my life, because the months leading up to that interview in specific were very messy and unstable and uncertain. So I'm like, I'm just trying to make it to fucking tomorrow, to the next day. Like, it's not that I was like, "Oh, I wanna do something bad to myself." It just was like, I'm taking it one day at a time. And often what we hear within our society is we're always jumping and rushing to the next thing, and we've been taught to have a plan in place for our life, essentially. But for myself, being a spiritual girly goddess, I trust in my divine plan. I am someone who knows that my soul's blueprint is already decided for me. Like, don't get me wrong, we have free will, and I know I'm always making my own decisions, but even though those decisions are everything is divine. Like, it's all divine and magical to me, and I I'm like, I wanna make sure I'm not coming across in, like, a delusional way. I guess what I mean by that is just that even in the dark, messy moments, like, everything is a stepping stone. And also for women with the biological clock, and more times than not, we I've heard so much of, like, women who are approaching, like, are in their 30s, approaching their 40s, whatever the case, and they're like, "Oh my god, like, there's all these things that I wanted to do and I haven't done them yet," as in specific, like, getting married and having children. And I now that I'm officially in my 30s, I am like, I I am just happy to be here, and this is, like, an exciting time, because stepping into a new decade, like, it's just, I mean, it only happens every 10 years, and so I'm like, that's exciting to me, and I want to be in the now and enjoy what this is now, like, and it's definitely can be such an introspective time as well. I think birthdays, no matter what age you're turning, they can be very introspective, because you can look back on the year that you had, and of course, like, what do you want from the year ahead? But I think probably specifically when you are turning 20, 30, 40, 50, there is that societal pressure of like, well, what have you achieved? What are you doing with your life, essentially? And it is very divine, because a couple weeks ago we had the Jupiter Kazemi, which, to put it simply, it was one of the luckiest day of the year, and the cosmos were aligned and doing their magic. And I definitely did some research to see how is this affecting me specifically based on my birth chart. And boom, 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 that on top of it being the year of the fire horse in um Chinese culture, this is no joke, because so much has happened quickly for me this year. And also, like things have blossomed and crumbled, and it's just been like this beautiful chaos. But it's so interesting. So I'm just like, how do I even want to say this? But not to go into so much detail, but I'm very excited because I am stepping into a whole new career, which like is coming just days after turning 30. Like I quit my one job because I accepted a an offer at a new job, and it's, like, literally a career, something that I've never done before, so once I find my rhythm, I will definitely give you an update, but it's going to be a very big change, and I don't know what to expect, but that excites me, like, I am all about stepping into the unknown, and with that in mind, I think this just goes back to what I'm saying about how I am designed and how I live is like, I do want to be in the moment as much as possible because time, even though it's an illusion, it flies so motherfucking fast. Like, time goes so fast. So, why do I need to be thinking about where the hell I'm gonna be in 5 years. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing in 5 minutes. I mean, I'll be here with you, I know that much, but it's just like, I don't know, everyone is so different, and even I can just think about the zodiac signs, like, I feel like if you're a Virgo listening, I know that you love your to have a plan in place, and I love that, like, we need that, that's important, and I'm ruled by Saturn, so Saturn is all about structure and routine, responsibility, all of these things. And so, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I know that there's a place for that. But I also, at my core, I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo sun. And the sun loves, like, we want to have fun. And so it is an interesting dance because I am stepping into a career where it is like that Monday to Friday schedule. I was gonna say grind, but I'm like, "No, I'm not no, I don't wanna put that energy out, that's for sure." But I still think that I think you have to have both. So it's like, yes, I am doing that, like, I that exists within my experience, but I am not interested in like, so many years of being on this spiritual path. I have done a lot of classes, courses, workshops with mentors and healers, and so many times I have found myself being in a practice, within a group online, and it's or a meditation, and it was guiding me to write out my life in detail. Maybe not my whole life, but like, yeah, I mean, where are you at in a year from now? And I like I said, I led a ritual like that just the other day with my friends of like, okay, in a year from now. But it's always been hard for me to get very specific. Like some things I think I can, but the biggest piece about manifesting, it isn't about the actual thing, the tangible thing. It's about how you feel. And being asked a question of like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, okay, the honest, truthful way that I could answer that is expressing how I want to feel. Because are there things that I want? Sure. But it's not about those things. Like, it's about the feeling, which sure, okay, experiences and even material things, they can, and they do elicit feelings. But this kind of whole brainstorm that I'm sharing with you right now, I really just wanted to share this reminder that when you are manifesting, you're if you're just thinking about your manifestation, you're writing it down, don't forget to feel it, because the somatic piece of it is the magic. That is the key. That is what's going to bring you the very thing that you are actively manifesting, that you are actively calling in. When we feel now, inevitably, we are raising our vibration, raising our frequency, which is then what allows us to attract the very thing that we're calling in. And the other thing that I want to share is that you don't have to have it all figured out. I think throughout my 20s, it's when I really dug deep and did so much healing to alchemize my shadow and become a less reactive person and to find more calm and to feel more grounded. And I definitely think throughout that experience, as I would step up to the next level, like I would just keep leveling up, there was a feeling of like, yeah, look at me. Not like in a show off way, more like within my own internal self. Like, I'm like, yeah, like, look at us, like, sick. We healed this thing. Like, we're on to the next and like, go, go, go. And like, what I shared in the last episode, which I'll link it here, I talked about how I felt like I was regressing and like this whole experience of Saturn return that I've been going through and I'm still going through, that has shown me like, bitch, you don't know anything. And not that, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like I know from my experience, and I know this is relatable, that when we are teenagers, when we're younger, especially teenagers, we think we know everything. We think we fucking know everything. And then you may or may not become humbled in your 20s, but I think for sure if not, you that will definitely happen within the 30s. But yeah, I'm just stepping into this decade being like, I just have to trust and surrender, which means like I don't know anything. Like I'm just taking it day by day, and that's okay. Like, that is more than okay. And even, like, starting this new career in an industry I've never worked in before, doing a role that I have transferable skills, but have never truly done before, like, all of that excites me because I'm like, yeah, I was feeling so stagnant and unfulfilled in the work that I was doing previously. And so with this new role, it is allowing me to show up every day and be surprised and challenged. And there, for me, again, being ruled by Saturn as a Capricorn rising, I do find a lot of fulfillment in that. And I think there is so much power and magic and beauty and fun in the unknown and not knowing what to expect, because I think the whole idea of having a 5-year plan, like, I'm not saying to not do that, and I'm sure it works wonders for people, but that also welcomes in a shit ton of disappointment because you have these expectations, and then if they don't happen, well, obviously that's gonna make you feel disappointed and upset. And this human experience is so interesting because, like, because I'm still a fucking human, and I've had those experiences of, like, manifesting a job and then not getting said job, and then it's like, it's such a shitty feeling. But then in hindsight, being where I'm at now, I know everything has been a stepping stone. And this goes back to something that I spoke about on the last episode as well, of like, life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Even the shittiest, darkest moments, the universe has your fucking back. The universe is never out to get you. Ever, 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 ever. And I, as a young girl and a teenager, believed the story that, oh, everyone's out to get me. Da 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 da. And it's like, that is no way to live. That is no way to live. If you were to sit down and think about some major moments in your life, pivotal moments in your life, good and bad, like write out a timeline. And you will very quickly see that everything's been a stepping stone to the next, to the next, to the next. And of course, life has peaks and valleys. So there could be a chunk on your timeline where it's like, okay, this is of me being in the valley, in the valley, in the valley. But we learn so much about ourselves and gain so much wisdom within those moments. Without the valleys, the peaks wouldn't be as significant and as meaningful and beautiful. And this is exactly why living life in the present moment is the key to true fulfillment and satisfaction and joy, because you get to just take life for what it is at each given moment. And it's just like, it really can be that simple. Like, beauty and magic is always all around us. Like, we live on planet Earth. There's always something beautiful and magical to reconnect with, like, specifically going and spending time in nature. But it is so bizarre because is the demise of our human race going to be technology? Like, I'm just like, that's so silly. It's so silly because we have so much power. We are all so powerful. And it's like the people in power obviously want us to feel disempowered. And I think technology plays a huge part in that because obviously, like, how you are seeing me right now, it's through technology. Like, there is so much good. And like, I love being on my computer. I am a tech savvy person. Like, I enjoy these things. But when I find myself in, like, not even a scroll hole, just like I get into these phases more times than not where like I will just like waste my free time being on my fucking phone and like doing stupid shit that doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be like doom scrolling, but how much better does it feel when we do put the device down and go and spend time in nature? And then it's like, then when you want to tap into manifesting, like the way that it feels to be in nature, to touch grass, to reconnect with yourself, that is where the magic takes place. That's where just naturally things will shift because of our connection to Gaia. So, lots to consider here. And truly, my main message that I wanted to convey is just that reminder that when you manifest, make sure you put an emphasis on how you are feeling and take little steps, make adjustments that will allow you to start feeling those feelings now, because that's going to allow you to quantum leap. Like, this is all of this work comes back to the somatics of like, we can't hold more if it feels unsafe in our bodies. And I think I only more recently hear more people talking about the somatics. Like, I've done so many courses where it's like that wasn't even a fucking thought. But you got to move, like you got to feel it in your body, and I know that is an intention that I have, is to to make more time, to not make more time for it, to make it a priority. Like that it has to happen within my schedule, like it's a part of my daily routine is to do some sort of somatic movement because like it's so easily accessible to us. And I mean that can be working out, like it can be dancing, it can be whatever, but we have to move the energy and let go of the stagnicity and feel more into the goodness, the juicy feelings that we want and what we attach to our manifestations, because that's really all it is. It's a feeling of what these things can bring us, because even going on an extravagant trip or adventure or getting a thing, like it makes us feel a way, but you can feel that way without the thing. And then what does that mean? That that's going to allow you to tap back into your power. So, let me know. Let me know what comes through for you and how you integrate and incorporate that within your life, starting to feel the feeling now without the thing. And, does it change something for you of like maybe you don't even want that thing anymore because you already feel that way and other things are coming through, which is again why I'm like, fuck a 5-year plan. Like anything could happen. Like for me, within the last 6 months, so much has come and gone, and all the most beautiful stepping stones. Like, and I'm not saying that these were easy things. Like these were like I got mad, I got sad, I got like I wanted revenge. I like there was so much fucking shit. But then as the the flames of the fire started to settle, then it was like, oh, wait a minute, like this is happening for me. And if I just think about like where I'm at with like career wise, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like some shitty fucking shit happened with jobs that I had within the last 6 months. And now I'm stepping into something where I like is within my integrity and is going to allow me and support me in being myself while doing meaningful work. So remember, you are exactly where you are meant to be. And like in the tarot, the wheel of fortune is always turning. So when I found myself feeling pretty shitty a few weeks ago, I pulled that card and it was reversed and I was like, "Oh no," because the Wheel of Fortune it's a very auspicious, juicy, lucky card, and pulling it in reversed, I'm like, "Oh no," but it was saying, "Yeah, you might not love where you're at right now, but the wheel is always turning." And then lo and behold, I said, "Okay, I hear you, universe. What can I do to change my circumstances?" And this was specifically with my job. So I was like feeling like it was doomsday. I pulled some tarot cards, got that one, and then it gave me the motive to look for an opportunity that was more aligned. And boom, the universe had my back, as she always does. And I was able to welcome in an aligned opportunity that I'm so fucking excited for. And on that note, I'm so grateful that you took the time to listen to this episode today. I hope something clicked within you and got your wheels turning, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone you love, and let's keep the conversation going on Instagram at Magically Mindful Podcast. For collaborations and partnerships, email magicallymindfulpodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a review so we can continue to grow this amazing community.